you paying attention at all to 3i Atlas? Are you watching
the Comet?
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I can say is like, look, if I was aware of any evidence of aliens, Joe, you have my word. I will come on your show, and I will reveal it on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal.
I believe you. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
I'll stick to, I keep my promises. So,
all right.
Yeah.
I'll hold you to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm never committing suicide, to be clear.
I don't think you would either.
On camera, guys, I am never committing suicide ever.
If someone says you committed suicide, I will fight tooth and nail.
Thank you.
I will fight tooth and nail.
You.
I will
Thanks,
not
brother.
believe it. I will not believe it. The thing about the 3i Atlas is
That's a hell of a
weird.
name, actually.
Yeah, it's a third.
It sounds like Third Eye or something.
Yeah, it does. 3i is third. It's only the third interstellar object that's detected.
Okay.
Yeah, Avi Loeb.
Third Eye Atlas.
Yeah, Avi Loeb was on the podcast a couple days ago talking about it.
Yeah, it could be aliens. I don't know, but
apparently today they're saying that it's changed course. Did you see that, Jamie? Avi Loeb said something today. I'll send it to you. I know it's on Reddit.
Rapidly brightens and gets bluer.
Here you go, Jamie. I'll send it to you right now. It's fascinating. It's fascinating also because it's made almost entirely of nickel, whatever it is. And the only way that exists here is industrial alloys, apparently.
There are definitely comets and asteroids that are made primarily of nickel. In fact,
really?
Yeah. So the places where you mine nickel on Earth is actually where there was an asteroid or comet that hit Earth that was a nickel-rich.
Wow!
Nickel-rich
it left a giant
meteorite.
nickel-rich deposit.
Yeah, that's it's coming. Ooh. Those are from impacts. You definitely didn't want to be there at the time because anything would have been obliterated.
Right.
But that's where the sources of nickel and cobalt are these days.
So this is Avi Loeb. A few hours ago, the first hint of non-gravitational acceleration, that something other than gravity is affecting its acceleration, meaning something is affecting its trajectory beyond gravity, was indicated. Interesting. Dun, dun, dun. So it's mostly nickel, very little iron, which he was saying is on Earth, it only exists in alloys. But whatever, you're dealing with another planet.
There are cases where there's very nickel-rich asteroids, meteorites that have hit
something
Earth.
from space.
Yeah, it's only it doesn't mean it'll be a very sort of heavy spaceship if you make it all out of nickel.
Oh yeah, fucking huge, the size of Manhattan and all nickel. That's kind of nuts.
Yeah, that's a heavy spaceship.
That's a real problem if it hits.
Yes, no, it would like obliterate a continent type of thing.
Yeah,
maybe worse.
Yeah, probably kill most of human life. If not all of us.
I haven't looked. It depends on what the total mass is, but the thing is that, like in the fossil record, there are, there's like arguably 5 major extinction events. Like the biggest one of which is the Permian extinction, where almost all life was eliminated. That actually occurred over several million years. There's the Jurassic. I think that one's pretty definitively an asteroid. But there's been 5 major extinction events. But what they don't count are really the ones that merely take out a continent. So
merely,
yeah, because those don't really show up on the fossil record,
Right.
So unless it's enough to cause a mass extinction event throughout Earth, it doesn't show up on in a fossil record that's 200 million years old. But there have been many impacts that would have sort of destroyed all life on, let's say half of North America or something like that. There are many such impacts through the course of history.
Yeah, and there's nothing we can do about it right now.
Yeah, there was one that hit Siberia and destroyed, I think, a few hundred square miles.
Oh, that's the Tunguska.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the one from the 1920s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that coincides with that meteor, that comet storm that we go through every June and every November that they think is responsible for that Younger Dryas impact. Yeah. All that shit's crazy.
And also, 2 weeks ago, I realized the arrival direction of 3i Atlas was within 9 degrees of the wow signal that was detected in 1977,
Right.
which was an enigmatic, powerful radio signal that definitely came from outside of this Earth. We don't know from where. It was coming from a source that was approaching the sun. And the chance of it aligning with the arrival direction of 3i Atlas is 0.6%. And I just said, well, that's interesting, because 3i Atlas was at a distance of 3 light days from the Earth at that time, and you just need about the output of a nuclear reactor on Earth, a gigawatt or so, to produce such a radio signal. By the way, Voyager, as of now, is 1 light day away from Earth. Just think about it. 1 light day, the farthest spacecraft we ever launched is 1 light day away, and the size of the Milky Way galaxy, we are talking about tens of thousands of light years. So 1 day out of tens of thousands of years, that's the difference between the distance that we managed to breach so far compared to another civilization that may have sent something to our backyard.
Right. Now, have we ever observed things in the past that have changed their tail like this?
So there
or gone
are
from
fake...
a jet to a tail?
This is called an anti-tail when it's pointing towards the sun. Mm-hmm. There were optical illusions in a situation where, there is a tail which is pushed away from the sun by radiation and the solar wind, but you're observing it as the Earth goes through the orbital plane of this object, of this comet, and you are seeing it from a perspective that it looks as if the tail is pointed at the sun, but in fact it's just a perspective thing. It's an optical illusion. And there were cases like that. That was seen. But as far as I know, none seen in a situation where it's clear. And in 3i Atlas, it was very far from the sun and Earth, and we saw it towards the sun. There cannot be an optical illusion under these circumstances because it was approaching both the Earth and the sun roughly at the same direction. So I'm not aware of another. But most importantly, you should look at the response of the comet expert community to that anomaly. They say, well, comets are strange. We don't know. Maybe it's these are dust particles that are very big, so they don't get pushed back much. But then, how do you scatter sunlight? Usually you need particles that have a size of the order of the wavelength of the light that is being scattered. That's the most efficient process. And when you have dust particles, the ones that have sub-micrometer dimensions are dominating the scattering of sunlight. So why, in this case, you will have only big ones that are not getting pushed back? It could be fragments of ice that are scattering the sunlight that have nothing to do with dust, but those fragments of ice get evaporated, and so they don't have enough time to turn back. I wrote 2 papers on that trying to explain it. But my point is, many scientists are not curious. You would find it surprising. Why are they not curious? Why are they not willing to consider alternative explanations to what is commonly thought? And it's because they're afraid of taking any risk. And I came from a background where I worked in cosmology, trying to figure out puzzles. Like, most of the matter in the universe is of a substance that we don't know what it is. We call it dark matter. It's just to reflect our ignorance. Nobel Prizes were awarded for people who quantified how much dark matter there is, how much dark energy there is. These are constituents whose nature is unknown. And just think about it, giving a Nobel Prize to people who just said how ignorant we are. We don't know what these things are. Ordinary matter makes just 5% of all the matter in the universe. And in this culture of cosmology, when I worked in for 3 decades, it was, completely common to propose ideas to explain anomalies. I mean, the dark matter is an anomaly. You don't know what it is. And people were rewarded for coming up with ideas, imaginative ideas that can be tested experimentally. That's the way you make progress. You don't know something. You are putting on the table possibilities, and then you motivate observers or experimentalists to figure out which one is the correct one. And that was the culture. And I think of it as a culture of chess players. Okay? Trying to figure out things. when I get to work on comets, asteroids, these objects, and consider imaginative possibilities to explain their anomalies the way I did in the context of cosmology, I encounter, a culture of mud wrestlers.
Mud wrestlers.
It's different from chess players.
Right.
And I don't want to mud wrestle. I don't want to get dirty. I don't respond to I learned my lesson with Oumuamua. I don't respond to those people because once we collect, I just want as much evidence as possible so that they would not be able to shove the anomalies under the carpet of traditional thinking. That's my motivation.
Right.
So I'm inspiring a debate right now, and there is a huge interest in that debate, so that we will collect as much data as possible so that by the end of the day, we'll figure out what our dating partner is. If it happens to be a rock, on the other side of the table, you go on a date and you see a rock, so be it. If it's something else, that has huge implications.
Right.
And therefore, we should consider that possibility seriously and just collect as much data as possible.
What is it about your field in particular that you think motivates mudslinging? Like, why are they averse to risk, and why are they not just averse to risk, but why they are attacking you for proposing what seems to me to be a reasonable alternative, considering the possibilities given all the planets and stars that we know are out there?
Well, I got a hint for the answer to your question when I wrote the first paper on Oumuamua.
Right.
I suggested it might be technological.
Right.
And the paper got accepted for publication within 3 days, record. The reviewer said, this is a great idea because it's consistent with all the data we have. It's most likely a flat object. And therefore, it could be pushed by reflecting sunlight, which was my proposal. Then the media came to my door. And people started asking me a lot of questions. I got well known. At that point, the personal attacks started. So
Right.
it's,
So it's
jealousy. Yeah, it's
jealousy.
No, you don't
that
think you could-
3-eye atlas, that one that just passed through? It's the size of Manhattan, and it's made out of metal. It's a giant chunk of nickel that's the size of Manhattan.
Okay.
And it's billions of years old, and it's going, how many thousands of miles an hour was it going? Put that in perplexity.
Where would you be then?
How fast was 3-eye atlas? It doesn't matter where you are. Everything's dead. The whole planet's dead.
Okay, because what
you
happens?
have a few,
it hits it.
You have roaches, some fucking underground mammals that survive.
But you're saying it hits the planet,
Yeah.
and then what happens? That's what I'm asking.
Everybody dies.
No.
It's miles deep into Earth in the first second. Miles deep.
But does it like impact? Like does the Earth like shift over 20 feet?
Well,
Like
it's just
what
a
happens?
massive explosion.
Oh, so
when
you're
this
saying there's an
thing-
explosion?
Not just an explosion, but it creates nuclear winter. Like the entire Earth is covered in volcanic ash. Like you're fucked. Everything's dead. Like most of the Earth is dead.
Okay.
So
Maybe
it's-
I'm not understanding it, Paul.
it seems like it. It's going approximately 155,000 miles an hour.
Fuck, you didn't say
This
that.
makes the fastest interstellar object yet observed, with its velocity accelerating as it approaches the sun and then gradually slowing as it moves away. So it's 250,000 kilometers per hour. Earlier measurements as it entered the solar system recorded speeds of 130,000 to 140,000 miles an hour.
Sorry, Bay.
So it's the size of Manhattan. It's made out of nickel. Okay, let's Google this. What is the observed mass of this object?
How big is it?
What is the observed mass of 3-eye atlas? Observed mass of it. Okay, let us see what it says. Look how quick it did that. Just Google all those articles. The observed mass is estimated to be over 33 billion tons.
Okay, hold on. Let me think about how much that is real quick.
It's a lot. 33 billion tons.
How much is 1 ton? Like
2,000 pounds.
Okay.
What else is 33 billion tons?
That's a great
here we go.
question, dude.
Very
Thank
good
you.
question, Jamie. Look how it researches. The estimated mass of 3-eye atlas, 33 billion tons, roughly equivalent to the mass of Manhattan Island. which is about 3.1 miles across, similar in size to the comet's estimated nucleus diameter. This means the comet's mass is roughly comparable to a large city in solid matter terms.
Amen.
33 billion tons.
Well, I'm going
3 to
church.
5 orders of magnitude heavier than previous interstellar objects, like Oumuamua. 500, what? Far smaller than the heaviest known comets in our solar system. Look at this one. One C 2014, whatever, which weighs around 500 trillion tons with a diameter of about 128 kilometers, 80 miles.
I didn't think that it was. I think I had a different concept of it.
Yeah, so...
I had something small. I had something like that. Like something that's.
No, those hit all the time. Things like that hit all the time. And
Yeah, that's
one of the
what I
best
was thinking
places
about.
to find them is Antarctica. Have you been paying attention to this object that's hurtling towards Earth? It's called A30. They're calling it A31.
I try to avoid things that are going to give me nightmares. Are we
This
going to
one
send?
is
Are we going to?
extraterrestrial, perhaps?
Is it really? We're going to meet the aliens finally?
There's something weird about it. We were just going over it the other day. There was an article that was stating that whatever they use to detect, like what is around this, like they can detect the composition, whether it's like mostly water, vapor, mostly iron. This thing is giving off the indications that is an alloy that only exists on Earth through industrial alloy making processes.
Okay.
That it's not a natural metal.
Okay.
And that's what they're getting is the signal that this thing that is hurling through space, this massive object that's moving, by the way, from the same direction in space where the WOW signal came.
I don't know what that is.
The WOW signal is they believe, intelligently generated signal that they picked up. I think it was in the 70s. Was it in the 70s?
I should know this. I'm going to
they're-
lose my nerd cred.
No, it's okay. It's a weird one. It's a little obscure. So I don't know what the exact technique they were using to monitor radio waves in space, but they got a signal. So here it is. The WOW signal is a powerful 72-second narrow band radio signal detected on August 15th, 1977 by the Big Ear Radio Telescope at Ohio State University, which initially suggested an extraterrestrial origin. Name for the WOW written in printout by the astronomer Jerry Amon. The signal had characteristics expected from a technological source, but follow-up efforts have failed to detect it again. The leading hypothesis is that a natural astrophysical event, such as a flare from a magnetar, briefly illuminated a cold hydrogen cloud, causing it to emit radio signal similar to a laser, or it's a laser. And then this object is coming from that.
From that area.
Yeah, look at that. They sent you a signal, and then now this thing is coming through there. So if you think like how fast this thing is going, if it came from, the other side of the galaxy, it's probably exactly how long it would take to get here.
So it's coming directly for Earth?
No, it's coming near Earth.
Right. So we're not worried it's going to hit us.
No, I don't believe we're worried. Well, I'm going to find out tomorrow. Avi Loeb, an astronomer from Harvard, is coming on.
Amazing.
And he's going to enlighten us as to what this thing is all about. But it's weird. Like as it gets closer, it's weirder and weirder.
So
like they've never seen anything like this thing
But is
before.
it possible then that another planet out in the universes isn't made up of, has alloy properties, and it could have chipped off and it's now hurtling through space?
Yeah, you would have to ask like a metallurgist that question. That's a good question. They just know the only way it exists on Earth is through this industrial process. If it is that stuff.
Yeah.
Why do they think it's that stuff? Do you remember that article? We looked it up like a couple of days ago. Look, it's so fun to think it's a spaceship. So fun to think the Cylons are coming.
Because they might be.
Yeah, they might be.
Do you think they're coming to save us, or?
I think they would have already stepped in if they were going to do that. They
You'd
would have
think
stepped
so?
in. Yeah, sure. There's been, they would have stepped in right after World War II.
I
They'd be
don't
like,
know.
hey, with the fucking nukes.
Or
They
do
would've
you think
stepped
they're just
in.
up there going, you're going to have to save yourself, kids?
Perhaps it's a process that all intelligent emerging life goes through. And then, you have to kind of let it go through the process. Like you have to let your kids fall down. In contrast to all known comets, including the interstellar comet 21 Borisov, the observed spectrum of the gas plume around 31 Atlas shows prominent nickel emission, but no evidence for iron. Other than 31 Atlas, this anomaly was only known to exist in industrially produced nickel alloys through the carbonyl chemical pathway, which refines nickel through the formation and decomposition of nickel tetracarbonyl. The authors of the new paper postulate that this carbonyl process is realized naturally near the nucleus of 31 Atlas. They argue that this in situ formation of this thing predicts that nickel should be strongly concentrated near the nucleus. So it's like the whole thing is some very weird metal. That's the point. And it's also it's weird the way it's moving. What are they saying about the way it's moving? There's something about
self-correcting or something. I think they thought it had some emission. I don't know. Looked like a jet, but I don't think so.
It did seem like they were saying that it's
very
changed.
far away.
It's very far away.
So they zoom in and
So maybe it's the Cylons coming back. They're
Have you
like,
seen
we
the
have to go
video
save our
of it?
parents.
You seen they got a telescope that actually took video of it?
That's what amazes me, is that we have telescopes that can see that far.
I can send it to you, Jamie. This guy has it on his Twitter page. But it's very low resolution, obviously, because it's fucking millions of miles away. But whatever it is really weird. It's really weird.
People ask
seen
me
anything
all the
outside,
time if I believe in aliens. I think just because of what I do for a living and the genre
course.
that I'm in, and
I couldn't wait to talk to you about aliens.
what I always say, you're going to be vastly disappointed that I know so little about them, but what I always say is, I think it's a line from a movie where it would be an awful waste of space if
Yeah,
it was
I think
just
it is.
us.
Yeah, that is a line in a movie. I don't remember what movie it was.
It's from the movie with Jodie Foster,
Contact.
when her dad says to her that it would be an awful waste of space.
Yeah.
Beautiful movie.
It's a great movie. Carl Sagan wrote that book. That's it. So this is the thing. Like, what is that? What the fuck is this? Like, obviously low resolution, obviously moving through space, but also, what the hell is that?
Well, it seems to be moving pretty quickly, yeah?
Yeah, it looks like a spaceship.